How are you guys doing today? Today we are discussing why we need a peaceful transition of power and what we can do to support the current government. Hi everyone, my name is Miriam. I am a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur, and of course a fashion designer and a YouTuber. And as part of my Give Back Wednesday series, I started this Wednesday series as part of my own Give Back to celebrate my 500 YouTube subscribers. But now I have 1,000 subscribers and even more, and I'm monetized. So I want to say a big thank you to you guys. So this is one of those topics that I like to discuss as a way of giving back to people that supported my journey as a YouTuber. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and leave your comments as well. Thank you so much for joining. So today we are discussing. Thank you, Henry. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Silifo. Thank you, Verso. I see you guys. I see all the love. Thank you. So today I'm discussing why we need a peaceful transition and what we can do to support the current government. Yes. So before I proceed, I want to say something. We will notice, I don't know if lots of us heard, thank you, Henry, that 5 days ago, some days ago, the FBI actually received information that a group of people will be disrupting the capital, like in every state in the country. That's prior to today's inauguration. But thankfully, we had a successful inauguration, and I'm glad things actually went according to plans, and there were no riots, at least there's no protest and what have you. So we thank God. So today I'll be discussing why we need a peaceful transition of power and what we can do as individuals, what we can do as citizens, as as individuals here that live here in the United States, what we can do to support the current transition. So come with me, let's go. First, I want to define what a peaceful transition of power is. Hi, Magenta Stars, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Olababi, I see you. So today I'll be discussing what we can do, why we need a peaceful transition and what we can do to support the current government. So first, I'd like to define what a peaceful transition is. So a peaceful transition of power, thank you, Shinani, thank you for joining. A peaceful transition of power is actually important to a democratic government, and that is where a leadership or government peacefully hands over power to the next, to the newly elected selected leadership. So we thank God that today we are passing power. We are passing over from President Donald Trump to President Joe Biden. So in other words, this transition of power actually sends a signal to the rest of the world. Yes. So what can we do to support? Number one, we have to condemn riots as much as possible. If you have anything like bothering you, go ahead and communicate with your elected officials. Yes, go ahead, share your views, express yourself. I hope you know that you have access to your congressmen. Yes, you can actually call them directly, call their office. You can go there. Yes, I know a lot of people are not aware of this, but you have access to your congressmen. This is not, Nigeria or other countries in the world. You actually have access, direct access to people that are representing you in government. Yes, you have a right to air your views and express yourself. However you choose to. So that is number one. Number two, you can join a political party, of your choice. If you think, you're not happy, you're not cool with what is happening and all that, go ahead and join a political party. It's part of your civic rights as an individual, and then identify a problem in your community and work with your neighbors to fix it, without inciting any kind of violence. I'm going to make this very short because I don't want to take your time. I don't want to keep you, too long here. Thank you so much, Magenta. I see you, and then another thing you can do is that you can volunteer to serve as an officer, or member of a group in your community. Yes. So another, there's a resource that can actually help you achieve this. If you don't know where to, volunteer, you can go to volunteermatch.com, and they can actually help you to connect to groups in your area where you can take part, of however you want to support. And then you can also serve as a juror. Yes, my husband actually got a letter to serve as a juror, I think 2 years ago. So what you can do is, if you're called for duty, remember that our judicial system cannot work without its citizen jurors, independent people that can actually come and adjudicate on an issue, independently of whether they are lawyers, people that are going to look at the issue on ground and then independently profess solutions. If a group of people can actually come up with a single solution, it means that, okay, I think it's, it's going to make the decision of the judge, or the judicial system more objective, rather than subjective. So if you serve as a juror, you're also lending a hand. Thank you, Gabs World. I see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Slim Bullet. Thank you, Alec Besta. I see you guys. So you can also serve as a juror. These are ways by which you can contribute, to a peaceful transition of the current government. Another thing that we can do is that we can actually contribute financially to a cause. Yes, even $5 can help. You can use charitywatch.com. It's a good place to start if you need help identifying organizations to support. So depending on what you believe in, go ahead, join charitywatch.com and then support them as much as you can. Another way by which you can support the current transition is to support local businesses. Yes, support local, shop local. Yes, and support small businesses. Yes, that's the word. So don't forget to do that. Another thing you can do is to support the teachers. Hi, Derry. Thank you for joining. Lucy, I see you. Another thing you can do is support the teachers in your local school. Ask how you can help. And then consider starting with supporting, classroom projects, maybe through donors. Choose.org. Yes, that's another resource. So go to choose.org, to find out how you can support the teachers in your school, in your local schools. Another thing you can do is to volunteer at a museum. Yes. Another thing you can do is to volunteer at a public library. Yes, you can also volunteer to help veterans. Veterans are definitely, they're always there for us. So we have to find a way to also support them however we can. It doesn't matter if you have a spouse who, is in the force, or a friend, or if you have nobody, it doesn't matter. You can go ahead and help them. And another resource where you can find a way to assist or support them is the USO.org. That's a good place to start as well. Another thing you can do is to use your social media accounts. Use all your social media platforms to post uplifting information, yes, relevant to making our society more civil. So please do not join people who are, bandits, hoodlums, people that are threatening to, disrupt the peace of the country. So please and please and please, if you find anything like that, anything that that will be detrimental to the public, please go ahead, call 911, or you visit your local police station and you report whatever it is, any suspicious activity that you see. So please, these are ways by which you can also support a transition, a successful transition of power in the country. Yes. So we know that the whole world is watching us. The rest of the world is watching us. And I think that the rest of us sees America as they see the symbolic significance, and it's very important for America's credibility in the world, and also for the confidence the American people that that they actually have in their government. We need to set that precedence for the world, because they are watching. And the truth is, currently there's chaos going on in Uganda, but because of the current state of America, we are not even allowed to interfere in what is happening. And that is why we need a peaceful transition, and that's why we need to support the government as much as possible. So when the world sees that America is actually doing well, we are setting the pace for them to follow, then we can actually interfere in other countries. We can help them, we can assist them, we can profess solutions, we can suggest for them. But when your home is not even tidy, how do you want to help other people in their country? So that is why America needs a successful, a peaceful transition, and we need to say no to violence at all costs. We also, what happened, was it 2 weeks ago at the Capitol? It was embarrassing, for we Americans and the rest of the world. It's really, really embarrassing. We don't want such things to happen again in our lifetime. And the best way we can do this is, if you know so well that, you're not happy with the current government, you're not happy with what is going on, you're not happy with the rules, with, the policies and what have you, I have one word for you. The last point I want to drop here is for you to run for office. Yes. If you do not like the candidates that you are choosing from, put on your shoes and run for office. And I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that we can all have a peaceful transition and support the current transition by, playing our part. And an overview, a quick overview of what I just discussed is points that I just raised is we can actually do that by joining a political party. We can do that by identifying a problem in our society, in our community, and then, volunteer to help. Another thing that we can do is to volunteer to serve as an officer, or a member in your group or your community. Yeah, you can volunteer, as well to do that. Another thing you can do is you can also serve as a juror, and then you can shop local. Yeah, shopping local and supporting small businesses is also a way of supporting, the country. So go ahead, shop local and support small businesses rather than go to all the big boys. You want to shop for something, you can always find it from a local artisan. Please go ahead and buy from small businesses in your area, in your locality. You're actually helping, you're empowering people in your locality. Yes, and that is the way to go. Another thing you can actually do is that you can support contribute financially to a cause, like I said earlier, and then you can also support the teachers at your local school. Find out how you can help them, and then go ahead and support as much as you can. Another thing that you can do is to volunteer at a museum. You can also volunteer at a public library. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know this. So a lot of people are not aware of this. Another thing that you can do is that you can volunteer to help veterans. Yes. And that is it. And then you can also contribute. You can contribute financially to a cause that you believe in. Another thing that you can do is that you can use your social media accounts. Use your social media accounts to post uplifting information that is relevant to making our society more civil, rather than inciting violence, rather than inciting hate, rather than inciting negativity. All we need right now, in fact, all everybody needs in the world right now is positivity, because there's a lot of depression already, especially with the advent of this coronavirus. We want something, we want everything, and we want to do everything we can within our power to make sure that we are happy, we are okay, we are cool, we are safe, and we have a peaceful community, we have a peaceful life, yes, from this moment henceforth. And one beautiful thing that I mentioned last but not the least, is that you can actually run for office. If you are not so cool with what you're seeing, with the policies, with the rules, with everything going on, go ahead and run for office. Put on your shoes and run for office if you don't like the candidates that you have been choosing from. All of this one. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I promise it was going to be a very short session, and I hope that you will join me next week with another powerful and exciting topic. Last week we talked about the importance of having a routine, but today we're supposed to continue with part 2. So I'll be continuing next week, because I have to set out today in honor of the inauguration, the transition of power that we had today. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. I see you all. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Find the link in my bio. Tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your friends, and share my video with your friends. God bless you. I'll see you again. Bye.